and
Yes.
that we try and build agency on the ground. But we're always here to answer a question or to think through a challenge, but we really do try and build agency on the ground and not make ourselves the
focal point.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're such a small team, and then we end up being unresponsive, and then there's nothing worse than sending an email and not getting a response.
Yeah. So in terms of your strategy, so would you say you develop your strategy around that philosophy?
Yes.
And do you change your strategy? Do you have a regular strategy, strategic plans or strategic meetings with your stakeholders? Or do you change your strategy, or how do you work about getting a strategy in place?
Yeah, we had a very clear strategy until 2019, 112,000 learners attending regular after school programs. And I would say since then our strategy has changed more to, as I said, building the evidence base, the South African evidence base, capacity building, and building acknowledgement of the sector. So yeah, we have annual strategies, and then we also have we really use that management committee as well to identify strategic projects for the sector as well. So I would say
So you build a case for the sector, but you also build a case for your office, and you also build a case for the partners. So it's a multi-level cases that you want to put the evidence towards.
And I would also say that we really harvest from the communities of practice as well as the capacity building interventions to make sure that whatever we create as our focus areas are responsive to the ground, even if we aren't directly on the ground.
So what are your key benefits then for this kind of strategy and this kind of approach? Would you say, so what is the key benefits for the Western Cape government, would I say, broadly as well, and other offices as well, to see how you work with your relationships and how you work with your partners and your approach? What are the main benefits for you as an organization?
Well, I suppose that's assuming that others would see that it as beneficial. I think what we are very focused on is ensuring that learners in under-resourced schools stay in school, that they reduce risk-taking behavior, that they improve their learner outcomes, and that they envision their life opportunities better. So that's what we believe, and that's why we do what we do.
So your partners, your multiple partnerships you have and agreements you have, how does that aid your performance as an office or as an organization?
I'm not sure I understand that question.
So if you say, okay, we're doing this, but having partners gives us an edge on how we perform, how would you describe that, the benefits of having all these partnerships and this approach? How does that link to your performance?
Well, I think there's a kind of a hot term that's used in the sport development sector called collective impact. And I think that that's at the core of why collaboration is important. And it's the idea of the sum of parts. You know, if somebody's bringing frontline experience, another person's bringing strategy, another person's understanding the fiscal situation, it just means that whatever intervention you have is just so much better informed.
And so that would you say you're driving innovation, or would you say you're driving innovation and evidence at the same time? Or are you focused on new things, new innovation, different ways of doing stuff, or learning from others, from each other, exchanges? Would that be a key drive for you?
I would say that we've tried to unearth innovation in the sector often. I think that the sector is often concerned with just trying to stay alive and pay, you know, the basic costs. And so I think that innovation over the last few years has taken on a different meaning, which is how do you try to almost adapt and offer as much value as you can, even though there might not be more funding for it. So I think innovation is